Yeah, so has COVID kind of opened your clients up more to the virtual world, or what's that look like for you?
It's a complicated mix, I would say. As accountants, we're known to kind of stay in our little tax caves, and I'm sure COVID has made our caves a little bit darker in some ways. Certainly myself or my own at some times, where we're working from home and virtually, and that's great. But I've also got that unique style of clients, mainly business clients that want me to do more on-site visits because either they're busy or with the way that COVID is, they just can't seem to sit down in front of a computer long enough, to have the meaningful conversations. So it's really a split where I've got clients that are wanting a lot more in-person hand-holding, and then I have the opposite where it's clients that hop onto a Zoom conversation or Google Hangouts or whatever it might be, and have a short 2-3 minute conversation. They send me their details and move on.
It's pretty interesting how the world has just kind of opened up. I saw an interview with, and I can't recall his name, but the president of PayPal. He said the COVID thing just kind of fast forwarded technology 5 years as far as people's adaptation to it. Because before, I mean, and I've personally been using Zoom for a couple years now. And one of my like claim to fame investments was I bought Zoom the day it came out, and that's like 4 or 5x at this point, which is
I'm sure.
wonderful. But the adaptation for users, I mean, a lot of time it's, well, I've always been doing it this way, and so I'm going to keep doing it this way. I like the old fashioned. I like to look someone in the eye, and that kind of world has just been kind of pushed out the door for a lot of firms because clients, and I mean, it depends on their propensity to it, but people are trying to kind of avoid people. And so like the introvert techie in me, it's kind of like, this is great. I love avoiding people. But then the extrovert in me outside of that is like, I kind of want to actually not live in this like cave, like you were talking about 24/7. So that it is that yin and yang sort of thing.
For sure, for sure. And I think really, I think you touched on this on one of your other podcasts really well, which was, it's all great to go virtual. And as an accountant, I can resonate with you on the introvertedness of, oh, this is great. All my life is basically 100% scheduled, and I can be at home, or I can be somewhere else and just kind of do a background drop. And, it's not that, necessarily as personal of an interaction, but the dangers of which is, the security of having the virtual conversation, and what aspects, am I going through as the preparer or advisor in an accounting role to these individuals? How am I protecting their information? Because we're having such personal discussions of how their business is doing, how they're doing as an individual, what their goals are. And it's almost to the level of, a conversation you would have with a physician. And I know physicians are going virtual. So, I mean, it's really getting to the point where, home office and internet connection, and are we doing VPNs? And, even if I'm doing all that on my end, if the client's at Starbucks is using public Wi-Fi, it's kind of all for naught, right? So different conversations like that, and it's trying to also train clients as well as employees and other individuals like that, the level of security and the importance of that, since we're going virtual.